Hey guys, what's going on? It's Vic here, back with another Madden 23 rebuild, and this time we're doing a 10-year rebuild of the Washington Commanders. You guys love these 10-year rebuilds, so let me know which team you want me to do next down below, and please make sure to like and or subscribe. Let's see if we can hit 70 likes on this 10-year rebuild. I know you guys really appreciate these videos, so let's see if we can do that, because the more and more you like, the more and more 10-year rebuilds you get, and the more and more your comment may or may not be featured in the video. So let me know down in the comments below which team you want me to do next. But anyways, I'm not going to waste any time getting right into this. We got Jacoby Brissett and Sam Howell at quarterback. And here's the thing. Sam Howell is a normal development in 66 overall. Yes, in 10 years you can develop him. It's just rare. Jacoby Brissett is a baller in simulation. I'm talking like he balls in simulation, could probably win you a Super Bowl. But realistically, I want to keep this as realistic as possible, so Sam Howell will be the starter here. I'm going to have Jahan Dotson, who is severely underrated. When he's healthy, he was great last season. Dyami Brown's probably going to move to 3 here since he does have the dev. Actually, Curtis Samuel would just be a little bit better. I don't really plan on re-signing Brown because, what, he's already... Yeah, I mean, he's 22. He never really has an interest in re-signing with the Commanders, so I guess we'll know when we get there. Offensive line, honestly kind of terrible. Sam Cosmi is kind of underrated. I don't really like Charles Leno, not really a fan of him, especially with his cap hit. Logan Thomas, he's just getting old. We're going to have to remove him. Chase Young, he's great when he's on the field, but that's the problem. He's not really on the field. The Commanders have been talking trade talks for Chase Young, matter of fact, so I actually am going to be trading Chase Young in this rebuild, because realistically, they've been talking about trade talks. He was the number 2 overall pick. He's great when he's on the field. Again, that's the problem. He's not on the field very often. But for the rest of the D-line, Jonathan Allen, severely underrated. Nobody talks about him enough. Deron Payne, Montez Sweat, Kendall Fuller, and Emmanuel Forbes. He was a good pick in the draft. I still think you should have taken Christian Gonzalez. He's a ball hawk. I know he fits your scheme. I think if you really wanted Emmanuel Forbes that bad, I think you should have traded back in the draft to maybe like pick 20, pick 22, and then snagged Emmanuel Forbes. I don't really know what you're doing taking him at pick 16 over Christian Gonzalez. But hey, again, I'm not hating the pick. I think you should have just traded back. Got a little bit more value. Who knows? You may have not had a trade partner. But Terrell Burgess is also here, and I usually always move Terrell Burgess to left outside linebacker because I can't really do anything if he's just sitting as a second string. So I am just going to move him to linebacker here, even though some people may consider that to be unrealistic. There's plenty of safeties who have moved down to linebacker before, so I really don't think it's that unrealistic, other than the fact that he's 5'11", which is a little short, but there has been shorter linebackers before, so it's not really that big of a deal. But for the rest of the defense looks really good. Cameron Curl should honestly be like an 88 overall. It's ridiculous how disrespected this man is. And for the rest of the team, Sam Howell, we're gonna have to see what we got from him. I'm gonna give him maybe 2 years, but honestly, if there's a stud QB in this next year, I might just move on from him straight up if there's a stud QB at the top of the board. But he's got great weapons with Scary Terry, Jahan Dotson, Curtis Samuel, Dyami Brown. Logan Thomas is pretty good whenever he's healthy, and also he's kind of old, so we're probably gonna move on. This O-line is pretty garbage, so of course we're gonna have to move on from that. And yeah, apart from that, team is looking pretty good other than the development of Sam Howell. So I'm not going to change any schemes because I kind of want us to have a lower draft pick just so that way we can get a higher pick, maybe to draft a quarterback or a different player. But anyways, let's move into the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark as we are 3-4, bottom of the division. That's really fine with me. I need a higher pick in the draft anyway. Scouting national focus, it is going to be quarterback for us, and it's already set to quarterback, so I'm not even going to worry about that. Back out, see what we have for the players ready to negotiate. Coming off a loss to the Packers, we're going to go players ready to negotiate here, and Cody Barton just doesn't even want to be here. All right, Jacoby Brissett, I'm not paying you $18 million a year to be a backup quarterback. Terrell Burgess, honestly, with the star dev, sure, 5 years. Super cheap. I'll take that. Super young. Cody Barton, what does he want? He wants to be in a warm weather state, and he wants to go to Utah. So I guess back to Seattle Seahawks, even though that's not warm weather. Yeah, how do you want to be close to Utah but be in warm weather? You do realize that that's not physically possible. The closer you get to the equator, the warmer it gets. Sure, you know what? Sure. Cody Barton, go back to Utah. Mormon ass. Anyways, everyone else here don't really care about. I forgot Jake Fromm was on this team. Anyways, let's move into the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs going 4-13. We only had 1 win since the midseason mark. That's fine with me. We're gonna get the number 1 pick now. Sam Howell, exactly 4,000 yards. 95 pass rating, wish it was better. 30th best offense, 14th best defense seems not right. 4,000 yards, 29 touchdowns, 14 interceptions, 95 passer rating. Honestly, if he was put in a better scheme, maybe. But if we have the #1 pick and there's a stud there, I'm going to take the stud. And let's just be realistic here. Brian Robinson, 1,100 yards. 3.9 per average is not very good, but 11 rushing touchdowns, nice. Jahan Dotson, 1,200 yards, 7 touchdowns, nice. Scary Terry, 8 touchdowns, 1,000 yards. Looking at it defensively, Jamin Davis, 125 tackles, tackles for a loss, 18 for Chase Young, sacks, 11 for Chase Young, 10 for Jonathan Allen, 9 for Daron Payne. Interceptions, yes, I am going to be trading Chase Young. Give me a second. Cody Barton, 3 interceptions, safeties is 0, defensive touchdowns is 0. So, anyways, guys, apart from that, it is now time to move in to the offseason. And the Broncos beat the Falcons in the Super Bowl. Russell Wilson wins the Super Bowl MVP. Lamar Jackson wins the league MVP. There are no awards here for your Washington Commanders, but let's see if we have any team upgrades for the offense or defense. Offensively, Jacoby Brissett's regressing. Dotson only has star dev. Really nothing. Defensively, nothing. The entire year. That's it. Okay, little disappointing. Let's move to the re-signings. In the NFC East, Calais Campbell retires on the Eagles. I guess he got cut by the Falcons. Then Mercedes Lewis signs with the Cowboys, and he retires on the Cowboys. Interesting. Players ready to negotiate. Let's see who we have. Same guys, same interest for me since Cody Barton wants to go to Utah and somehow change the weather like God himself. Sure, I guess. Let's move to free agency. So there wasn't very many players that wanted to sign us, so I only got Cody Barton's replacement, Devin Bush, 25 years old, star dev. He actually has interest, and it was a pretty cheap contract overall, so I really like that. He's very athletic as well. So let's move into the draft. And with pick number 3 in the draft, we're getting the top QB available, Stevie Johnson. His profile picture and his actual skin color looks nothing alike, but out of Coastal Carolina, I always find the most baller QBs. Also 94 speed to 92 throw power. He's faster than he does have an arm. I didn't even look at his his 40-yard dash, because I was just like, okay, he's the top QB available. He's top 5. He looks good. Sure, I just picked him, but 94 speed, I did not expect that. A's across the board. He looks amazing. Okay, so now I'm trading away Chase Young to the Cardinals, and I felt like this was kind of fair because the Cardinals have next year's projected pick 23, and I'm getting their this year's second-round pick because I didn't have one for some reason. I don't know what the Commanders did to trade it away, but we are getting now this year's second-round pick from them and their next year's first, and I'm also giving up my this year's fourth for Chase Young. I feel like that's fair. I know I probably could have gotten like 3 first-round picks for him since he is young and he has star dev and he's an 88, but at the same time, like, they're looking for a trade partner for a reason, so next year's first and this year's second seems fair to me. In the second round, I'm picking up left guard Ben Chamberlain out of Penn State, 6'5", 310, hidden dev, 87 strength, 82 jumping for someone who's 300 pounds, over 300 pounds, kind of crazy. A injury, A lead block, B pass block, and B awareness. Looks pretty good. Here we are after the draft. Johnston's a 77 overall. Stevie Johnson, dude. Johnston, my bad, not Johnson. But 85 throw on the run. He looks amazing. This is 94 speed, 91 acceleration. This is one of the best quarterbacks, if not the best quarterback I've ever drafted. Starting with 85 short accuracy, 85 throw on the run, 94 speed is ridiculous, dude. Even for a receiver, that's good speed. Dude's running receiver speed at quarterback. I'm going to do multiple zone run, and then I always go 4-6 defense. We're going to do that, and then let's run with the Buffalo offense and the Kansas City defense. If I can find the Buffalo offense, there it is. And the Kansas City defense is around here. There we go. That's usually what I always run, or I run the Dallas offense. Depends the running backs I have, but he looks great. Dotson's going to be a receiver too, for sure. And the rest of the team is looking pretty good. O-lineman, we only have 1 patch there. Sam Cosmi's kind of good too. I need more depth at linebackers. Just got rid of Chase Young, so now we have 2 first-round picks. Honestly, team does not look bad at all. Specialist, kind of want to, I'm fine with Dotson in the slot and at receiver too right now. Rest of the team looks pretty good. Daron Payne, maybe I put him at rush defensive end, but for right now, it's honestly not that bad. Anyways, guys, apart from that, it's now time to move into year 2 and the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark as we are 3-3, third in the division. I guess it's a slight improvement, but we're here to face the Bills coming off a 31-0 loss against the Giants. That sucks, but I still have a quarterback to develop. He's one of the best I've ever seen. I'm going to go tight end, focus on another weapon for him. Defense is honestly fine the way it is. I don't really have any problems with it, but scouting national focus is going to be tight end. Kendall Fuller, my top defensive back. I'm going to give him a 2-year contract because he will regress, so I'll have the time to give him a new one. Montez Sweat, I don't care if he doesn't want to be here. I'm going to overpay for him. He's our best edge rusher now that Chase Young is gone. Cameron Curl, he wants to be in California. He wants to have a mentor. No state income tax. I'm just going to have to pay him, dude. He resigns, and Curtis Samuel can honestly walk. Antonio Gibson. Don't pay for 3 receivers in Madden. Do not pay for 3 receivers unless it's a cheap receiver, okay? That's my lining, my fine lining. Antonio Gibson, I'm going to give up for something. Curtis Samuel, I guess I can still kind of use. I mean, I have De'Ami Brown, but I think I am going to trade away Antonio Gibson for something fair. I think a 3rd-round pick for Antonio Gibson would be fair. I'm not going to trade him to the Bills because we're about to play them. So 3rd-round pick to the Chiefs for Antonio Gibson seems fair to me. So he's off to the Chiefs. Maybe he'll probably have a better career there with all the Super Bowls they're going to win. But anyways, let's move into the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs going 13-4, top of the division. What a comeback on the season. What happened? Did we just win nonstop? I mean, I guess we lost one. That's the wild card, actually. Nope, don't go to the wild card, please. EA, recognize when my controller is giving you an order. Anyways, the midseason mark, we are here to face the Bills. We beat the Bills after the stunning blowout. Win-win, lost the Patriots, then just nonstop won. Okay, that's crazy. This is one of the best quarterbacks I've ever seen, so I guess I shouldn't be surprised. He didn't really have much of an offensive line. Look, 5,000 yards year 1, 9th best offense year 1, 7th best defense, 5,000 yards, 30 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Wanted to have more like 35 touchdowns, maybe in the 40s later, but for a rookie year, that's amazing. 102 passer rating as well. Brian Robinson, 13 touchdowns, 4.1 average is solid, and 1,000 yards. Scary Terry, 104 receptions, 1,400 yards, 5 touchdowns. Jahan Dotson's 8 touchdowns, 1,200 yards. Curtis Samuel, almost 900 yards, 5 touchdowns. Looking at it defensively, we got Devin Bush, 112 tackles for a loss, 19 for Montez Sweat, sacks, 13.5 for Montez Sweat, 12 for KJ Henry. That's our new replacement, apparently, for Chase Young. That's fine with me. 12 sacks. That's very impressive. 11 for Jonathan Alves. I was thinking I'm going to have to draft Chase Young's replacement, but KJ Henry just comes in and tears it up. Devin Bush, 3 interceptions, 3 for Kendall Fuller as well. Our top defensive back. Safeties is 0 defensive touchdowns is 1 for Jamin Davis, 1 for Jartavius Martin, and 1 for Joey Sellers. Okay. Interesting how we had that many defensive touchdowns, but let's see what we got here in the divisional round. Can the rookie get his first ever playoff win and start 1-0 in his career in the playoffs against the 10-7 Dallas Cowboys, who are division rivals in the NFC East? And we do. 42-17, blowing them out here to face the 12-5 New Orleans Saints in the conference championship. Let's move into it. Here we are against the New Orleans Saints. 0-0 starts here as they strike for 7-0. 7-7, we finally respond. 14-7, we have the first lead of the game. 21-7, okay. 24-7 at halftime. 31-7. Yeah, this one's out of reach. This one's out of reach for the Saints. Sure, you can try to come back. It's not going to mean anything. 18-34 is the final score in the conference championship, and our rookie quarterback is going to the Super Bowl. Can Stevie Johnston be the first ever rookie quarterback to win a Super Bowl and make Buffalo be 0-5 in Super Bowls? I don't know. Let's find out. Let's see what we got for the stats and awards. Johnston goes up to Superstar. Did he start with Star? He was increased to Superstar. It's crazy how good he is, but he only had Star Dev to start with. Chamberlain only has Star. That's fine, as long as he just has a bare minimum of Star at offensive lineman. That's fine with me. Oh, where is Henry? Dude, 12 sacks in a season. You're telling me KJ Henry isn't getting Star Dev? Ridiculous. Absolutely not. KJ Henry just had an amazing season with 12 sacks to replace Chase Young. Absolutely not. Montez Sweat gets Superstar. Kendall Fuller gets Superstar as well. If you want to cry in the comments, oh, you're cheating. No. 12 sacks is worthy of an upgrade. Anyways, especially for a guy who is normal dev and sitting on the bench. Anyways, apart from that, let's see if we can beat the Buffalo Bills and hand them their 5th Super Bowl loss. Here we are against the Buffalo Bills as it is a 0-0 start. 3-0 we start first. They get their first touchdown though, as it is 3-10. 1-score game, 2-score game now. Come on, offense. You have to wake up and do something. 10-17 at halftime. Come on, 13-17. 13-24. I think the Bills are putting this out of reach. Yeah, that's going to be a game. They put it too far out of reach. The Bills are going to end their Super Bowl drought, and we will not get the first ever rookie QB to win a Super Bowl. I mean, rookie starting QB, which is unfortunate, but still, great year. Stevie Johnson getting a conference championship win under his belt after year 1. Hall of Fame potential already. Let's move into the offseason. Your Super Bowl MVP is Josh Allen. Trevor Lawrence wins the NFL MVP. Stevie Johnson wins the Rookie of the Year. No surprise there. No other upgrades there, but let's see what we got for the player re-signings. In the NFC East, Matt Paradis and Lane Johnson both retire. That's good for us. Going to significantly decrease their overalls without Lane Johnson there, which does affect simulation. Curtis Samuel not interested in. Joey Sly, I can just get a kicker for cheaper in free agency. So anyways, let's move into it. Now, this is the team after free agency, getting Chris Lindstrom as our right guard. I'm going to move Sam Cosmi into center. Jeremy Chin as free safety. I'm probably going to trade away my other free safety, Tommy Townsend, on a very cheap 7-year deal. Jedrick Wills as our new left tackle. Mike Hughes on a 3-year deal as a DB3. And Riley Patterson on a very cheap deal for a kicker. 7 years, and he's also 24 years old at 76 overall, which is pretty good. So let's move into the draft. In the first round, I'm taking best player available, middle linebacker Tyreek Aldridge out of Louisville, 6'2", 225, 89 speed, 90 acceleration, pretty fast. Hidden development, B hit power, B zone coverage, B tackle, A awareness. He looks pretty good. And with my other first round pick, unfortunately, normal dev for this tight end, Sammy Hall out of Wisconsin, 6'3", 240. A carrying, B catching traffic, B run block, B stamina, B spec catch, A catching. He looks good. He had a lot of elites on the board, but unfortunately only normal dev. In the second round, I'm picking up wide receiver Ray Cunningham to replace Curtis Samuel out of Florida, 6'1", 203, 90 speed, 90 acceleration. Very athletic. About as athletic as my previous linebacker that I just drafted, but hidden development is the big thing. And here we are after the draft. Cunningham has a 75 overall. That's great to see. I'm going to move him into the slot probably. Hall is a 75 as well, but only normal dev. Really sucks. Cunningham is going to be the starting slot here. Defensively, Aldridge is a 73. Looks like the AI picked up this guy named Crosby. Jarvis, not Jarvarius. Jarvis Crosby. Sorry, I'm terrible with names if you can't already tell. About the same size other than his weight as Terrell Burgess, so he's going to be good in rotation for sure. Coverage linebacker, like to see that. And of course, since now I have Jeremy Chin, Derek Forrest out of Cincinnati is going to be traded. He's young. He has a good dev. The Bengals want him. Sure, he's going to be on a winning team here. Second round pick sounds fair, and they're going to take it right away. Derek Forrest to the Bengals for a second round pick. That seems fair to me. Chris Lindstrom, why are you going to your right guard? I don't want you to do that. Sam Cosmi is going to move in. I'm going to move him to actually right tackle. I feel like that's a little bit better. Our center that I currently have, that is not a rookie, but he is kind of young here. Stormberg. Yeah, Ricky Stormberg out of Arkansas. I'm pretty sure he's a real player in real life now. Is going to be the starting guy there. And Chamberlain is starting left guard. Offensive line looks so much better. Logan Thomas, I might just cut here. Do I need him? Does he take up cap? He takes up $6 million. I don't need him. Sorry. Sorry to the fans of Logan Hall. He's gone. Ray Cunningham, not Randall Cunningham, my bad, is going to be receiver 3. Defensively, Aldridge, got all that. Emmanuel Forbes, Mike Hughes. I want Emmanuel Forbes to be my DB2 still. Specialist, Forbes, sure, in the slot. Henry is going to be rushing off the edge. Cunningham right here. Brian Robinson, got all that. Tony Henry is going to be the starting left end. Hopefully he has another good year like he had that 12 sack year. So let's move into the midseason mark for the third season. 5-1 top of the division is how we are looking at the midseason mark. Weekly awards too against the Cowboys, 35-21 win. Jonathan Allen with 4 sacks. I can already tell the dude's gonna finish the season with like 18 sacks or something. Probably gonna contradict myself there, but anyways, let's see what we got here for the Scouting National Focus. I'm going to do. I mean, you can never have too many DBs. The team's already so stacked now that I got my godly quarterback after 1 year. I'm set, dude. We're so set on this. Commanders fans, get excited. Deron Payne, do a 5-year deal with him. He resigns. Jamin Davis, I want you back. He wants a mentor. I won't change my scheme. He doesn't want to be here. So, anyways, he's going to get a big contract. Sam Cosmi, no mentor? Why do you want a mentor? I mean, I'll give you a mentor if that changes your mind. So let's actually, I'm just going to get him mentor just to change his contract. Interest, where is a mentor on here? Do I have a mentor? Right tackle? Mentor. Who is this guy? Cornelius Lucas the Third. Sure, you're gonna be my mentor for my other right tackle, so that way I can actually sign him to a cheap contract. Because I do want Sam Cosmi back as a right tackle. I wouldn't mind that at all. He's an 82 overall for sure. Coming off a loss to the Bears, their second loss, which is interesting. And Sam Cosmi suddenly has huge interest. I'll do a 4-year deal and we'll go from there. But that's a good offer there. Charles Leno can walk. I already have his replacement. I should have just cut him. Gee, I kind of want this guy as well. I'm going to do player friendly, not very player friendly, and he re-signs on that. That's nice. He's good depth. De'Ami Brown can honestly walk. I'm not really interested. After 3 receivers, the AI just pushes the other receivers out and pushes them on the bench, so they don't really matter. Let's move into the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs as we are 11-6. That sounds weird to say 11-6, not 7-11. But anyways, coming off a 41-0 loss against the Panthers. All right, then. We just either get blown out or we win it all. Okay. Eagles 10-7, Cowboys 10-7. That's here. Who are here. That's here. You know what I mean. We are here to face the Cowboys in the wild card round. Dude, I cannot talk. Stats and awards. I'm sure many people have clicked off the video because of my grammar. Stevie Johnston is the MVP. Show it. Oh, really? Really? 5th. That's surprising. 4th best offense in the NFL, and defensively we are 7th again. 5,300 yards, 38 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, 105 pass rating. Still an amazing season. Brian Robinson, 18 touchdowns, 4.3 per carry. Not even 1,000 yards, but 4.3 is pretty good. It's because of he didn't get that many touches really. But Scary Terry, 111 receptions and receiving yards, almost 1,500 yards, 8 touchdowns. Jahan Dotson, 5 touchdowns, 1,200 yards. I guess we didn't target the slot a lot. Ray Cunningham was not targeted that much. But looking at it defensively, Jamin Davis, 120 tackles for a loss, 16 for KJ Henry, dude. He's doing so good. Jonathan Allen, 13 sacks. Montez Sweat, 13 sacks. Deron Payne, 11.5 sacks. And KJ Henry with 11. He's surprisingly, outstandingly doing well for being such a low overall. Interceptions, 3 for Cameron Curl. Safeties on the team, 0 defensive touchdowns is 0. But anyways, guys, apart from that, it is now time to see if we can beat the Dallas Cowboys once more to move on to the divisional round this time instead of the conference championship. But we do not. 38-28. Let's move into the offseason. And the Chiefs beat the Packers in the Super Bowl. Isaiah Pacheco wins the Super Bowl MVP. Patrick Mahomes wins the league MVP. And there are no other awards here for the Washington Commanders, unfortunately. I was really hoping my tight end would get it, but I would have to change schemes for that. But let's see what we got here. Johnston has X Factor. Awesome to see. Cunningham has Star Dev. Chris Lindstrom gets up to Superstar for getting, I guess, Offensive Player of the Year, which is very rare to get an offensive lineman upgrade. Defensively, Jonathan Allen's a 99. Henry still doesn't go up, which is a little unfortunate. Aldridge is a 73. Crosby is a 73. Aldridge is a 75, and they both have Star Dev, is what I'm trying to say. God, my grammar. Anyways, team looks great. Let's move into the re-signings. In the NFC East, right tackle Cornelius Lucas III, my mentor just to get Sam Cosmi, the contract, retired, and Jason Kelsey retires. Wow, that entire Eagles offensive line is leaving. The players ready to negotiate. Let's see what we have here. Charles Leno, De'Ami Brown, who's this guy? Ratavius Martin, no. Everyone else here, not really interested in. So apart from that, how much money do I have to spend? $72 million. Let's get into free agency. After free agency, I only targeted and only got Aaron Jones. Superstar X Factor. Yes, he is 30 years old. He's not a UTEP. So weird. Anyways, he's going to be very good for us because in simulation, if you have X Factor running backs, you will dominate simulation. So let's move into the draft. In the first round, once again, I'm taking best player available. Defensive tackle George Thomas out of Washington State. 6'1", 310, hidden dev, 89 strength. He has great skills, and also our defensive line was ranked. Our defensive rushing game for the team was ranked 26 last year. So I guess you need to have 3 defensive tackles or more and just hunker down that line a little bit more. So I guess it'll help with that. With my second round pick, I'm picking up center Kyle Prestley. Priestley or Presley, whatever, I don't care. Out of Florida, 6'4", 310, hidden dev, 84 strength. He's going to be our new starting He's going to be our new starting center because of his development trait. God, I need to think about what I'm saying. So many people are probably annoyed with it, but I'll fix it, don't worry. And in the 4th round, cornerback Teron Vanover out of Notre Dame. 88 speed's kind of slow for a defensive back, but 93 jumping, 6'1", 200 pounds, hidden dev, A press, A hit power, B injury, B tackle. Yes, zone coverage and man coverage. Definitely isn't good at man coverage, D to F, zone coverage C, but he had the skills here with the A's and the B's. For a 4th round pick, he seems pretty good. So this is the team moving into the 4th season, I think. Our center is going to be the starter here just because of the development trait for that fact alone. And also, I'm going to change the scheme, even though it has been working so well for us. I'm going to change it to the Dallas offense because it gives your tight end more targets and it gives your running back more touches. So it's a little bit more balanced here. So I'm going to do that and see how it works. Defensively, Thomas is a 75. He looks great. Jonathan Allen, Henry, I would really expect him to be developing more since he's getting double-digit sacks almost every time he started, but it's not there. And the defensive back I picked up in the 4th round does not seem to be here, which is unfortunate. Is he on the practice squad? Possibly. He is not. Okay, maybe he's just way down the depth chart, but Cunningham is going to be in the slot. Rest of the team looks pretty good. Henry is there. And his name is K. Henry. You can call him King Henry, boys, but it's KJ Henry. Sure. King Jr. Henry. Anyways, apart from that, X Factor quarterback in year 4. Let's move in to the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark as we are 5-2 top the division, contested division because the Eagles are 5-2, the Cowboys are 4-3. We have a breakout quarterback. I don't even know why I clicked on this. It's just more XP. I honestly don't care. It's fine if he doesn't do it. It's fine if he does do it. I don't really care. I'm not even gonna look at it. But weekly awards, it was probably him. And it was 4 passing touchdowns, got sacked twice, 18 rushing yards, 341 yards, 4 passing touchdowns to 0 interceptions or any fumbles, 0 turnovers. Great. Players ready to negotiate in year 4. Scary Terry. Yeah, 4-year deal. Seems great to me. Not considering what? Well, we'll try that again later. Okay, Jonathan Allen. I'll do a 3-year deal with him. He resigned. See, Scary Terry? That's the role model you should look after. Kendall Fuller has superstar dev now. I don't even know. No, I did definitely notice that. Gonna give him another 2-year deal. He stayed at an 88 because of his dev. Brian Robinson. I'll do a 4-year player friendly. I'm fine with this. He resigns on the team. Jahan Dotson. I want to do this, but let's do 6 years as I increase the money. He resigns. Ricky can honestly walk. I have his replacement. KJ Henry, I do want back. Everyone else here, I can't resign or just don't want to resign. So, anyways, it's now time to move into the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs once again, 13-4, top of the division, coming off a blowout win against the Chargers, 52-21. Cowboys and Eagles are back in the playoffs once again. I think the Eagles made it. They're the 3rd seed, but still. Stevie Johnston, another great year. 3rd best offense in the NFL. 2nd best defense is what I like to see. 4,700 yards, 39 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, 103 pass rating. Kind of a step back from the previous season, but still a good season. Aaron Jones, 1,500 yards, 309 attempts, and 5.0 per carry, 17 touchdowns. That's what I'm talking about. Stevie Johnston had more yards and more attempts at rushing than Brian Robinson. Interesting, but still Brian Robinson had 10 touchdowns, which is great. Scary Terry, 1,000 yards, great ball distribution. Holy crap. Hey, Sammy Hall gets involved finally and has the most touchdowns on the team. Okay, I like this Dallas playbook. I'm going to keep it there. Devin Bush, 105 tackles for a loss, is 20 for Montez Sweat, sacks 18.5 for Montez Sweat, 10 for Jonathan Allen, 4 for KJ Henry's first down year, really not that good there. And it was in his contract year, too. I'm still probably going to re-sign him. He would be good depth either way, even if he did fall off. Montez Sweat deserves X Factor after having 20 tackles for a loss and 18.5 sacks. Interceptions, 8 for Mike Hughes. That deserves superstar. Safeties is 1 for Jonathan Allen. Defensive touchdowns is 0. So, anyways, let's see what we got here for the divisional round. Last time we had a first round bye, we made it to the Super Bowl, so let's see if we can do that with our newly developed quarterback. Here to face the 9-8 Buccaneers. They're an 87 overall. We're in 90 overall. Crazy how they're in 87, only went 9-8. And we're going to beat them 49-35 here to face the 88 overall San Francisco 49ers to see if we can move on to the Super Bowl. Here we are against the Niners. 7-0 start for us, 7-3 now. 5-7? Okay, I guess they safetied us at one point as their offense is turning it on now. 15-10, weird score. but 17 to 10. I guess they safetied us again. They went from 15 to 17. They got 2 safeties on us. Okay. 17 to 31, 24 to 31. Still a game. 2-score lead, though. Yeah, that's going to put them out of reach. 27-34 as we are going back to the Super Bowl. History repeats itself as the #1 seed Commanders goes right back to the Super Bowl. Here we are in the Super Bowl, here to face the 10-7 Kansas City Chiefs, and we sent Derek Forrest over there. So we're going to have to deal with him. Hall now has star dev, which is great to see. Our center has star dev. And anyone else get upgrades on offense? No. Defensively, Mike Hughes gets superstar, no surprise, but he is still regressing because of his age. And Montez Sweat gets X Factor. Still haven't seen Thomas's development yet. Linebackers, we've got all the depth there. Looking pretty good. Like the team. Love the team, matter of fact. Let's see if we can beat the 89 overall Kansas City Chiefs for our first Super Bowl win of this rebuild. Here we are against the Kansas City Chiefs as it is 0-0 right now. Okay, 7-0. Come on, 7-7. Forrest is going to get his revenge on this offense. I guess we got a safety because we had 2 points there, but it's 23-14 now. 23-17 at halftime. 29-17. Good stuff. 32-17. 30. What are weird points? Weird point amounts, but we're going to win. 35-24 against the Kansas City Chiefs as we win our first Super Bowl of this rebuild, and we have 2 conference championship wins under our belt as well. So your Washington Commies and all the Washington Commies fans, let me know down in the comments below if you've made it this far. And make sure you like the video, but we're not done yet. We have, what, 6 more seasons left? Yeah, so this is going to be a whole legacy with Stevie Johnston, and let's see who your Super Bowl MVP is. Your Super Bowl MVP is Aaron Jones, and League MVP is Josh Allen. Ron Rivera wins the Coach of the Year. There are no other awards here. We've already seen the team upgrades. Let's see the re-signed players. In the NFC East, Darius Slay, Zach Martin, and Tyron Smith all retire. All of these offensive linemen are retiring. That's kind of crazy. Players ready to negotiate. Let's see what we have here. We have Scary Terry once again. Just won a Super Bowl, man. I'll increase your bonus. He re-signs with us for 4 years. Rookie KJ Henry had a huge down year. He was already 27. I'll give him 3 years still. I'm probably going to have to draft his replacement. I'm not tossing him out of the window. I'm not going to disregard him. He resigns. I know he's been doing good, but he's already 27. He's going to start regression the next season. He probably won't make it to an 85 overall. How much money do we have? We have $60 million. I'll see if there's a defensive end in free agency. Speak of the devil, we get John Franklin Myers, left end from the Jets, out of free agency. Well, not from the Jets since he was technically a free agent, but that solves our problem there. Let's move into the draft. And once again in the draft, I'm trying to pick the best player available at pick 32. Jimmy Coakley out of Vanderbilt, 5'9", 201. How is he 5'9" and a strong safety? But normal dev, unfortunately. So the A hit power, B tackle, B awareness, B catching. I thought he was good enough, but I guess best player available for me isn't the best, but at least he'll be in rotation. Moving into the next season, the staple of what I have to say is we need to get as many Super Bowl wins as possible, of course, with Aaron Jones and Scary Terry before they completely regress into oblivion or they retire. Those are the key factors into us winning offensively. Defensively, Montez Sweat, Jonathan Allen. Jonathan Allen may retire, but Montez Sweat's going to be here for quite a while. John Franklin Myers as well. Henry is just going to be rotational. I know it seems unfair to bench him after one bad season, after having 2 back-to-back good starting seasons, but John Franklin Myers there. I'm not going to give up on him. And also, I'm still not, I don't have to pay my rookie quarterback yet. So if I don't have to pay him for another year or 2, that's a good thing. So I can sign other big players like John Franklin Myers. So honestly, I mean, I am confident in my team, but let's just move into the midseason mark. Here we are, top of the division, 7-0. I don't want to jinx it. You guys know what I'm thinking. Undefeated season, maybe? That would be crazy. Let's do... What's aging for us? Really nothing. I'm just going to do linebacker because I always love scouting linebackers. I'm a god at drafting linebackers if you guys watch me in any of my other rebuilds. But anyways, let's see what we got. Stevie Johnston. He's going to want the... Ooh, I'm negative million. I'm negative. Negative cap room. Okay. Did not expect it to be so soon. Mike Hughes is going to have to walk. I want Emmanuel Forbes back. I want Ben Chamberlain. I knew it was going to be a big contract. I thought I chose his 5th-year option. And matter of fact, I'm going to do that now. I thought I chose it. Did I? Let's see his contract. I'm not cheating if I do this because he was my first-round pick. Yeah, I'm going to give him his 5th-year option. That's not cheating. That pushes this contract off for another year, and that gives me a chance to recuperate. What does Ben Chamberlain want? Wants a warm weather state, dude. It's so annoying. Emmanuel Forbes wants to be here. He wants a mentor at his position. I'll just increase his bonus and put it 5 years. He resigns. Mike Hughes is going to have to go. Yeah. Even though he is superstar and he got 8 interceptions for us at one point, I just can't resign him. Ben Chamberlain, I'm going to have to bite the bullet on his contract. Or maybe think about, is there any other players who I'm going to have to cut here? Maybe I cut them next season so the penalty won't be as big. Savings? Let's go to savings. I mean, there'd be a penalty of 42 million. That wouldn't help us. Big penalty, big penalty, big penalty. Can I have someone that doesn't have a mega penalty, bro? Who has 54 million? Jonathan Allen? That's not bad. Everyone here just has mega penalties other than Skylar Thompson, who was just a free agency signing for a backup quarterback. Yikes. Anyways, let's just move into the playoffs and deal with that next season. And we do not get the undefeated season. 15-2, still the best we've done. 93 overall team. Overpowered. Player stats, Stevie Johnson, that's league MVP, 100%. There it is. Finally, Stevie Johnson's going to get it. He's going to be a 99 overall, and I'm going to have to pay him even more. Best offense in the NFL, best defense in the NFL. 5,000 yards, 54 touchdowns to 4 interceptions is crazy. And 125 passer rating. He hasn't even gotten his contract yet, and he's doing this. Aaron Jones, 1,400 yards, 4.7 per carry, 10 touchdowns. But Brian Robinson with 15 touchdowns. I'm glad I re-signed him. Ray Cunningham, 1,100 yards, 14 touchdowns. Wow. Scary Terry had 94 receptions. Ray Cunningham only had 77. He still led in receptions and touchdowns. 14 touchdowns for him. Scary Terry, 12. Jahan Dotson with 10. Sammy Hall, 1,000 yards and 8 touchdowns. Looking at it defensively, Jamin Davis, 106 tackles. Tackles for a loss. 21 for Montez Sweat. Sacks, 14 for Montez Sweat. 13.5 for John Franklin Myers. That's why I got him. 9 for Jonathan Allen. 4.5 for Jamin Davis. Then Henry got 1, I guess. I don't know why I'm still hoping for him to come back, but I already replaced him. Interceptions, 5 for Mike Hughes. He's doing great still, but I can't re-sign him because of his age. And 1 touchdown for Mike Hughes as well. He might get an X factor for that. Don't know, but that's going to be the end of Mike Hughes. I will not be able to pay him in the next season. I don't have the money for anyone, really. And Detroit, I was literally trying to account for my quarterback's money by not spending too much in free agency. And then I was like, why not get John Franklin Myers? We have 68 million. Then this happens. But let's see if we can beat 85 overall Detroit Lions. We're 8 overalls higher. Should be a clean sweep. And we beat them 42-24 against the 88 overall Atlanta Falcons. We've already won 2 conference championships. I'm not even going to bother to hop in unless it's the Super Bowl. And we win 42-21. Here we are to face the Tennessee Titans in the Super Bowl to see if we can get our second Super Bowl win, as it is our 3rd Super Bowl appearance. 8 overalls higher than them. Again, another clean sweep is inbound. Just amazing team. Johnston's a 99 overall with extra XP left over. Hall gets to superstar. I don't know why. He had the least amount of touchdowns out of our 4 receivers. Emmanuel Forbes gets to superstar as well. Mike Hughes does not get upgraded. Jeremy Chin gets to superstar. John Franklin Myers does not get superstar, which is unfortunate. I was hoping he would get it. But let's see what we got here against the Tennessee Titans to get our 2nd Super Bowl win of this rebuild. And if you guys didn't see it on the main screen and right there, Lamar Jackson is the Tennessee Titans quarterback. 14-0 start, though, against the Tennessee Titans. 21-0. Are we going to prevent them? Yeah, we're definitely going to prevent them from getting their first ever Super Bowl win. 35-0. To finally get on the board. 35-7. Too little, too late. Doesn't matter. 42-14 is going to be your final score as we we demolish the Titans in the Super Bowl. Not even close. We're just too high of an overall of a team. Let's see who your Super Bowl MVP is. Your Super Bowl MVP is Stevie Johnston, as he only had 1 touchdown, which was interesting. But League MVP is also Stevie Johnson. Ron Rivera wins Coach of the Year. How do you get League MVP and Offensive Player of the Year? Has that happened in real life? I would think since you won the League MVP, they would just give Offensive Player of the Year to a player that's not a quarterback. Which, whatever. I'll take the award. Why not? Anyways, we've already seen the team upgrades. Let's get to the re-signings. In the NFC East, Tyler Lockett retires on the Cowboys? That honestly seems like a place Tyler Lockett would go once he's done with the Seahawks. I'm not going to lie. Seems like something the Cowboys would do. Ben Chamberlain is a really good left guard. I can't afford to pay him. I can't pay him $15 million a year. My dogs don't like the idea of that, but we're gonna have to let him and Mike Hughes go. Only have $36 million to pay for my quarterback, so I'm just gonna skip in to the draft. With my first round pick, I'm picking up our new left guard since we just lost Chamberlain. He was honestly a really good one. He was already an 87 overall at 25 years old. This guy's 6'5", 336, 22 years old, 92 strength, hidden development, great skills among him, and 92 strength hidden dev is all I need to see, and he's going to be great. In the second round, this guy had elite speed and great strength. Dante Stecker, best player available. 78 speed for being almost 300 pounds is crazy with 81 jumping, 83 acceleration, 85 strength, hidden dev, a play rec, and a finesse moves. He was supposed to be a third round pick, but since I had the last pick in the second round, I was like, why not? And here we are after the draft. Looks like the AI picked up this guy named Bush, Jaden Bush out of Memphis, 6'63". I'm not going to start him over Sam Cosme. How old is Cosme? He is 28. Yeah, he's going to continue to progress for a little bit longer. So I'm going to keep him there. Bass is 74. That's nice to see. Defensively, Steckers 71. Great defensive line. Vanover, this guy I picked a couple years ago, and he's now here. He's already 26, which is unfortunate, but he's going to be the replacement for my Qs just temporarily until I get another guy here and don't have to pay them is the big thing. But yeah, I'm going to have to start paying a lot of guys here. I may have to drop someone here, and it's probably going to be Brian Robinson. Because if you think about it, team salaries, I'm going to have to drop someone entirely. Savings, I wish they would show it to you with the penalty so I could at least save myself some time. Jeremy Chin, Jonathan Allen. I need to drop maybe a couple or a few players here. Tommy Townsend is on a pretty cheap deal overall. He's on a 7-year deal. How long is Brian Robinson's contract? And if I drop him, will it be a huge drop off for the rest of the team? Contract, it's only $5 million more years. Cap hits 4. I'm gonna have to figure it out. I'm just gonna have to figure it out. If I have to wait a couple years and keep franchise tagging him, I will. He is our franchise quarterback. I'm not gonna lose him for anything. I'll give up the entire team and restart just for him. Let's move into the midseason. And here we are at the midseason mark as we are 6-0, undefeated once again. Breakout wide receiver is something I'm interested in. Nice to see I can't see their face. Great. Now I don't know who's talking. And it's going to be Ray Cunningham for a potential superstar breakout challenge, which would be awesome. And players ready to negotiate. Where's that X Factor? I don't know. Stevie Johnston. I'm still negative here. I'll do 7 years. Let's see if he accepts team friendly. I won't even be able to offer that. Can I do team friendly? Since he has such a high interest and do that, it's still not enough to do that. I know he won't accept this, but I'm just going to try anyways. And still, it's just not even letting me. Kendall Fuller, I'm going to have to wait. If I have to drop a bunch of players, Sammy Hall, Devin Bush. Devin Bush is just going to walk. Ray Cunningham I want back. Terrell Burgess may have to walk. I'm going to have to prioritize my younger guys and Aldridge and Crosby over the older guys and Devin Bush and Terrell Burgess. Damn, we're going to lose a lot here. This is going to be rough. Anyways, I'm just going to wait on that, see if we can get another Super Bowl win out of this before we break up the gang. And let's move into the next week to see if we get that breakout challenge with Ray Cunningham, who has no interest in signing with us. I still want to progress his career and see him be a good player, of course. Proud of my performance today, coach, but it wasn't my personal up to my personal standards. Okay, way to waste my time. 45-20, blowing them out too. Let's move into the playoffs. And here we are, 14-3, top of the division. No undefeated run. That's going to be really hard to do. Stevie Johnston, another amazing year, 8th best offense in the NFL, and the 8th best defense. Johnston goes for 5th for MVP here because he's 18th in passing yards. 4,600 yards, 45 touchdowns, only 9 receptions, 112 pass ratings. Another amazing season, just not MVP. 1,400 yards, 5.4 per carry, 12 touchdowns for Aaron Jones, 12 for Brian Robinson. They're both doing great. Brian Robinson's probably my goal line guy. Ray Cunningham, 1,200 yards, 19 touchdowns. This guy is so good, and I picked him in like the bottom of the second round too. He's going to get superstar, and I'm going to have to let him go. Sammy Hall, I might have to let him go too. Jahan Dotson. Oh, it's going to be rough. Defensively, Jamin Davis, 114 tackles for a loss, 22 for Jonathan Allen, sacks, 13 for Montez Sweat, 12 for John Franklin Myers, interceptions, 3 for Devin Bush, and safeties on the team is 1 for John Franklin Myers, defensive touchdowns is 0. Might just have to drop John Franklin Myers or something, but let's see what we got for the divisional round. I shouldn't have signed John Franklin Myers, but it is what it is, you know. Here to face the 9-8 San Francisco 49ers. They're an 89 overall, so we could lose this, but we're still 4 overalls higher than them. Significantly better record. Doesn't matter. We lose 34-31. And that will be the end of this era in this dynasty, because now we have to pay the quarterback big money. Let's move into the offseason. And the Chiefs obliterate the Saints in the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes wins the Super Bowl MVP. Josh Allen wins the league MVP. Ron Rivera wins another Coach of the Year. Probably going to go into the Hall of Fame. 3 Coaches of the Year now. 2 Super Bowl wins. 3 conference championships. All because of Stevie Johnson, not because of his coaching. And me as a player, of course. And Stevie Johnson's still an X Factor. Bass is a superstar. Did he come with that or did he get that? Hopefully he came with that. It wouldn't matter either way, but it's great. Great. He came with that. Gonna be better than Chamberlain, our previous left guard. Sammy Hall's up to a 99. He was one of my first round picks. Okay. As much as I know I'm not going to be able to re-sign him, you had 19 touchdowns in a season and 1,200 yards. 19 touchdowns? That's crazy. He should deserve X Factor, but I'm giving him Superstar. He's going to stick with Superstar here. And defensively also, Aaron Jones, I thought that said 87, but he's still 97. He's fine. Fuller is regressing. Forbes has taken over here. And Vanover, Charles, I don't know who that is. I'm going to have to let go of my linebackers. God, this is rough. Let's move into the re-signings and figure this out. In the NFC East, Darren Waller and Shaq Mason retire. I was honestly hoping that Scary Terry would retire. I know he's great on our team, but with having Cunningham being 19 touchdowns, I was hoping Scary Terry would retire. I have 67 million all of a sudden. This changes things. Cunningham could come back. I don't know if we're going to be able to afford it because he doesn't want to be here, so I'd have to pay him $12 million a year. This is going to be hard. And honestly, Aldridge is already 26, so I wouldn't be too interested in a huge contract with him. 2 years, I'm fine with that. Cheap contract. Same thing with Crosby. He's already 26. 2 years, cheap contract. He's not interested in signing. Terrell Burgess, or do you have a cheap contract? Cheap contract, interest. We'll sign Terrell Burgess for 2 years instead of Crosby because he doesn't want to play here. So we got 2 of our linebackers back. That means we're dropping Devin Bush. Ray Cunningham is a question mark. Kendall Fuller, I really want back. Can he do a team friendly? If he does, I'll take him. He resigns team friendly. Stevie Johnston, we have 11 million left for Stevie Johnston. It's between Sammy Hall and Ray Cunningham. And do I just... I won't be able to afford to pay them both. Sammy Hall, I'm going to do 5 years and see if he accepts it. He resigns on that. I'm going to have to give up Cunningham. Stevie Johnston, he's going to be the guy. And we don't have the money now. Okay, hold up. Team friendly? Okay, he doesn't want that. Okay, so this is what's going to happen now. Now, since I don't have the money to do that, I'm going to big brain finesse this. And we're going to completely undercut Stevie Johnson's contract. Do Devin Bush on another year. Increase his salary and his bonus just for 1 big year. He resigns on it. Stevie Johnson, we're going to completely undercut this contract so he regrets it. We're going to tag him. Since we have 1-year deals for a lot of these players, we're going to be able to make up for it by trading them away or just not giving them another contract. And we'll fix it in the next season. So I think that's... okay, attention to salary cap. I'm aware I'm able to do this. Don't tell me I'm not. I've played the game multiple times. I know what I'm doing here. So we're just going to have to undercut this offer so that way we can tag him. Because we do have 42 million, so we will be able to afford the tag itself. So completely undercut it. Free agency will test me. Yeah, I don't think free agency is going to fit you at all. Ray Cunningham is such a huge blow. And Crosby, I wasn't really upset about. He's already 26. I'm going to have to get new linebackers and skip out on free agency, so let's get to the draft. With my first round pick, I'm picking up wide receiver Carl Hurd out of Memphis. Unfortunately, only normal dev, 91 speed. He had decent trades. I wasn't really impressed. It was kind of the best receiver available, which I don't really like taking position of need because of this exact reason, because I just forcefully reached on a player, but it's fine. Maybe he can develop. So now, the question is, do I trade away Devin Bush on his 1-year contract to try and get a higher first-round pick? Like, I'll trade away my first-round pick and Devin Bush to try and trade up in the draft, because I know we're going to be a playoff team, to get his future replacement. Or do I try to win it all again with the team? Because the only person we realistically lost here was Ray Cunningham, and I did replace him with Hurd, who's a 71. How old is Branson here? Michael Branson's not that bad, honestly. But specialist, I'm going to try and get Hurd Rookie of the Year. I'm not going to trade Devin Bush. I'm going to give it one more year with the team, and if I somehow have money after paying my quarterback, I'm going to tag and trade him the next year. But other than Ray Cunningham, we still have the teams together. Some of these guys have regressed, including Kendall Fuller, maybe a little bit Jonathan Allen and Montez Sweat as well. But John Franklin Myers, this is his final year on his contract, it should be, so I shouldn't have to pay him, which would allow cap room, to be freed as well in this final year. And I may have to tag John Franklin Myers to trade away his value, but he's kind of older now, so I don't know if it'd be fair. But anyways, I'm going to rock with this team, see if we can make it all the way again, but we definitely won't have this team in the next season because I will have to finally pay my quarterback, which is the huge problem. So let's get to the midseason. Here we are at the midseason mark because we are 2-5. Oh, our quarterback must not like that tag. What? We lost Ray Cunningham and the team just went to shit, dude. Oh. Man, that is quite the unfortunate predicament. Wow. Okay. 2-5 is outlandishly bad. I'm going to auto upgrade these players. With that being said, I might just straight up dump John Franklin Myers and Devin Bush. Yeah, if that's going to be the case, John Franklin Myers and Devin Bush are off the team. And Devin Bush, John Franklin Myers, and a 3rd-round pick gets me Bears projected pick 11. So now I have 2 first-round picks to replace my left end and replace Devin Bush. I know I have Aldridge. He's already 26. He's not going to do anything. First things first, I'm not going to ignore this anymore. Stevie Johnston, huge interest to play with the team. Been neglecting it too long. He resigns on a 7-year deal, and he's going to be here for the rest of the rebuild. Aaron Jones, huge part of this offense. Need that back as well. 2 years, he resigns. I'm just going to slowly work down his contract as he ages. Jonathan Allen, going to do a 2-year deal with him. He resigns. Montez Sweat, I'll do a 3-year deal with him. Increase his bonus and his salary a little bit. He resigns on that. Jeremy Chin, I know it seems like I'm passing out contracts too hard here. I'm going to do a 3-year deal, increase his bonus. No long-term commitment, no deal. We'll see about that, bud. Kendall Fuller, I'll wait until the end of the season to see if you regress any harder for this to be a cheaper contract. Sam Cosme, I think I'm going to move on. I want my center. I want my defensive tackle as depth. KJ Henry is already regressing. He had a good 2 seasons with us. He had a good 2 seasons. Everyone else here, I'm not interested in. So apart from that, guys, let's see how we do now. And honestly, scouting national focus, I actually have to look into this now. Middle linebacker may be good, but I am going to be looking into defensive end because Montez Sweat's already 31. He's going to be 32. I'm going to lose Jonathan Allen, and I'm going to lose KJ Henry. So let's move in to the playoffs. Here we are finishing 9-8, first time in this rebuild without making the playoffs. We're in 90 overall, and we're missing the playoffs. That seems ridiculous to me. Stats and awards, Johnston just fell off a cliff, dude. 22nd best offense, it's him. I mean, still not a horrible season, just 98 passer rating is the lowest it's ever been for him. No, I think it was 95 his rookie season, but after that, this has been his worst season. Aaron Jones, 1,200 yards, 4.7 per carry, 12 touchdowns for him, and 10 touchdowns for Brian Robinson. Carl Hurd with 1,000 yards, 9 touchdowns. That's rookie of the year. That's a huge improvement for us. Jahan Dotson, only 3 touchdowns, 1,000 yards. Sammy Hall, 102 receptions, almost 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns. Scary Terry's just fallen off a cliff too. The downfall of this team is bad. At least we have 2 Super Bowl wins. Jamin Davis, 118 tackles for a loss, 18 for Jonathan Allen sacks, 14 for Montez Sweat, 7.5 for Jonathan Allen as he is regressing to it. Still, 18 tackles for a loss is great. Interceptions, 5 for Emmanuel Forbes. He's stepping up, taking the role now. 0 safeties, 0 defensive touchdowns. Wow. Not making the playoffs, quite surprising. Let's see what we got in the offseason. And the Seahawks beat the Bengals in the Super Bowl as the Seahawks have Trevor Lawrence as their QB now, okay. Joe Burrow wins the league MVP and Zach Taylor wins Coach of the Year. Carl Hurd wins the Rookie of the Year. That's what I'm talking about. That's going to be star dev for him. So maybe our next Ray Cunningham. Highly doubt it. 19 touchdowns for Ray Cunningham was crazy. Hurd is up to a 74, will be a 76 with the XP points. Bush, I guess, is going to be the starter. Well, I'm going to have to pay him soon. And he has +3 boost, so he's only a 68. Not really a fan. I'm just gonna have to get his replacement. Aldridge, I'm gonna need a different guy for all. He's gonna start regression next season. He won't make it to an 85. Terrell Burgess is old too, and his contract ends. Both their contract ends next season. That's rough for him because he really didn't get a chance. Emmanuel Forbes gets X Factor. Have quite the depth at DB here, but we're gonna have to see what we do in free agency for the rest of the team. So let's move into the re-signings. In the NFC East, Alex Kappa and Evan Ingram both retire. Surprisingly, no Commanders players have retired other than that right tackle I signed just for Sam Cosmi. Jeremy Chin, 87 overall. Again, I'm going to lower it to 2 years now. I'm going to increase the bonus and salary by a lot. He resigns on that. Kendall Fuller, it's just time to move on. I want my center for sure. I'm going to do a 5-year deal on him, player friendly. He resigns. Sam Cosmi, I'm going to move on. This defensive tackle is not bad. We'll do a 5-year deal on him. Player friendly. He resigns his depth. KJ Henry can walk. Vanover can walk. Everyone else here can walk. I only have $12 million left to spend. I still have players to pay in the future, so I'm going to skip out on them and just get into the draft. In the first round at pick 8, I'm picking up Peyton Walden. Normal dev. How? A block shedding, A play rec, B power moves, A tackle, B impact blocking. I don't know how. Hopefully he gets Rookie of the Year because it's ridiculous how he did not get a development. He looks great. With my other first round pick, how? Brian Carmelo out of Washington State, normal dev. A hit power, A zone coverage, B finesse moves, B block shedding, 88 speed, 90 acceleration. How am I getting these horrible devs? They probably have such high overalls too. In the second round, finally we're getting a dev. Jacoby Lotz out of Oklahoma State. 6'5", 340 pounds. Could definitely play right tackle. 93 strength as elite. Hidden dev. A awareness, A run block power, C pass block, B pass block power. Looks like more of a run blocker, honestly. And he looks great. And of course, in the third round, I pick up a middle linebacker with hidden dev. Torrey Borden. Great athleticism across the board, very well balanced. A hit power, B pursuit. Looks worse than my first round pick, but somehow he gets the dev. I'm going to move him to left outside linebacker. And this is the team after the draft. Hurd is going to be receivers 3, and he's going to be in the slot. Lott is a 77 overall already. He's going to be the new replacement for Sam Cosmi. So hopefully he's pretty good. Picked him up. He was supposed to be like a third round pick. Picked him up at the back of the second round, I think. Lott is going to be a 75 overall at right tackle. Yeah, Carmelo seems great. Walden, 76 overall. He's going to move to left end officially, and Montez Sweat is going to stay at right end. We're going to move him there, left end, and we should be able to progress from there, right? Let me see. Did it move him? No, it did not move him correctly. He's going to be there. DBs were really lacking at Carmelo. I'm going to move to the starter. Borden, we already see his dev as its star, Torrey Borden. I'm going to make him the starter as well. I need these guys to break out immediately and do something for me. Well, actually, since Terrell Burgess, he only has star dev. Terrell Burgess is there. I'll move Carmelo to the starter because I need him to get Rookie of the Year or Walden to get it. One of them needs to get it, and one of these guys is going to move down for sure. Payne, where is, I guess, my other defensive end isn't where he's supposed to be. Hurd is going to be in the slot. I'm going to move my defensive end, my round 1, pick 8 defensive end. And here we are, 2-5, bottom of the division. Our offense is a 95, our defense is an 84. But the problem is somehow our offense. What? What's the problem on offense? Does our Did our quarterback just suddenly die? Like, is he suddenly just not good anymore? Or does he just need a new receiver that isn't Scary Terry? Did Scary Terry fall off a cliff? I only have 2 more seasons to do this, not including this season. Coming off a loss to the Falcons. I need to figure out what's up. It might be Terry. I'm going to wait on him. Brian Robinson, I'm going to wait and probably give him a 1-year deal and then trade him. The Ron Payne's 32. I don't need you. Terrell Burgess, I don't need you. This guy I remember picking the first round as best player available. He's done nothing. Michael Branson can walk. Everyone else here, don't care about. Wow, we are in a predicament because our quarterback suddenly stopped playing. Let's move into the playoffs. Here we are finishing 6-11. The rest of the division sucks, so it's possible, but how 90 overall defense, 95 offense, and a 95 overall team, and we just, for what? What's the problem, Stevie Johnston? You went from MVP to off a cliff. Best defense in the NFL, 25th best offense. You are the problem. We have an X Factor receiver. Do I get him someone new? How do you go from league MVP, Super Bowl winner, just to nothing so quickly? I'm so confused. Aaron Jones isn't putting up numbers anymore. Do I switch back to the Buffalo offense? Scary Terry isn't putting the numbers up to pay him, really. Hurd is putting up 13 touchdowns, which is great. I'm going to pick a new receiver and switch the playbook. Carmelo, 118 tackles is great. Tackles for a loss, 18 for Montez Sweat. Sacks, 12 for Montez Sweat as he's regressing. Interceptions, 3 for Emmanuel Forbes. Safeties, 0 defensive touchdowns, 0. Best defense in the NFL. Defense evidently don't win championships considering you can't even make the playoffs. But let's move into the offseason. The Chiefs win back-to-back Super Bowls as they are not having quarterback problems, obviously, with the most talented quarterback ever to play, arguably. 21-28 against the Cardinals. Patrick Mahomes wins the Super Bowl MVP. Josh Allen wins another league MVP. And there are no other awards here for the communist. Dude, the commies, my bad. Don't demonetize me, YouTube. Anyways, let's see what we got for the player upgrades. Offensively, Jones is just, he's not worth it anymore. Hall is an X factor. I'm not going to be really using him anymore because I'm going to be switching playbooks. God, this is very confusing. What am I supposed to do here? I'm going to switch back Buffalo offense, which will completely disengage Hall from the system, which is not good, but I'm going to have to find something here. Defensively, really, my middle linebacker didn't get anything. Did they cut my other guy? Borden? No, Borden's here. Fine. That's fine. Okay. That's fine. Jeremy Chin's down in morale. Walden didn't even get anything. I'm going to need to pick a DB. I know I need to pick a receiver because Terry's not doing anything. I'm probably just going to move him for 1 year, but let's move into the re-signings. In the NFC East, Aaron Jones, Scary Terry, and Jonathan Allen all retire. Okay. God, that is interesting. That is, okay, can he trade Scary Terry now? Brian Robinson, can I give an absolute boatload of money and just do 1 year so I can trade his contract or something? Will he just do this so I can have him for 1 year? Yeah, he does that. Deron Payne, I'm moving on. Aldridge, I'm moving on. The entire team's gone. I'm going to see what I do in free agency to move on from this. Brian Robinson to the Bengals for a 3rd and a 5. Yes, I know I can get more out of him. He's a 31-year-old running back. Nobody's going to realistically pay a 2nd-round pick for him. I could have probably traded away a 3rd and Brian Robinson and gotten a 1st. I'm not going to be cheesy like that. 3rd and a 5th seems fine to me. He's an 89 overall. Probably will stay above an 85 for the next 3 seasons. I don't want his contract. He doesn't want to play here anymore, so I am trading him away. This is the team after free agency, getting Travis Etienne just as a small replacement for 2 years. Enrique Curry, 25-year-old star development free safety. He didn't want to play here, but I changed his mind with money. Kenny Clark on a 1-year deal. So Enrique Curry is going to replace Jeremy Chin, and we're going to go from there. In the 1st round, I'm picking a middle linebacker, Devon Red, or Devin Red, however you want to pronounce it. 90 speed, 91 acceleration, 6'1", 225. Looks like Aldridge, really, but it looks like a lot better in skills. Hidden development. In the 3rd round, I'm picking up wide receiver Tim Nixon out of Colorado. 89 speed, 91 acceleration, 5'11", slot type, hidden dev, 188 pounds. A short route, B catching traffic, B catching, F release, and F deep route's bad. But for a third round pick, not bad. In the third round, I'm picking up another middle linebacker with hidden dev, 89 speed, 90 acceleration, 6 foot, 229, A catching, A zone coverage, B awareness is why I picked him. He looks like good depth. So this is the 9th season in the game, and Stevie Johnston, he has to turn it around, dude. He is the best of his ability in 99 overall. He is amazing, dude. Just 95 speed, and he's not putting 2 and 2 together. Nixon's a 74 for a third round pick. That's an amazing pick. Henry I picked in the second round. He has a good overall, but no dev, which is really going to hold him back. Defensively, I mean, we're in the Buffalo offense now, so I don't know how long that's going to last. Driver's going to move above Carmelo. And honestly, I'm moving on already. He's not going to get any snaps. He's not going to play a lot. We're just going to chalk it up as a bust and probably move on. If everyone has medium interest in him and no high interest yet, I'm going to wait just for a little bit. Driver's just going to be third string for now. Borden's going to be the starter to develop a little bit more. Chin, I'm going to move Jeremy Chin down to defensive back since I have Curry there at free safety now from free agency. So we're going to work around that as our defense. Jeremy Chin's going to be an 82 there. That's fine. Carmelo, I want more stats on him so that way he can be a higher interest since he's so young. I don't know who Levine is, but it looks like the CPU picked him up. Honestly, good picks for the linebackers. Just 79 overall is also a great overall as well. Hopefully he can develop into something amazing in the next 2 seasons, but Johnston has got to put 2 and 2 together. It's really up to him. But anyways, apart from that, let's move into the 9th season and the midseason mark. And here we are at the midseason mark as we are 4 and 3. I guess he's starting to put it together as Brian Brzee is an X factor for the Saints. Just he's not really putting it together, but it's better than it was before. Was Scary Terry the problem? Was he just so fallen off that he was just irrelevant? I'm gonna do running back because running backs are super important in simulation. I may just trade for one in the final year, but players ready to negotiate coming off a loss to the Titans 27-24. Chris Lindstrom, I need you back for the next couple of years. Player friendly. He resigns. 104 million Jedrick Wills. Just going to give you very player friendly just to have you for the rest of the rebuild. He resigns. Cameron Curl, same deal. Just wants you for the rest of the rebuild. He resigns. Jamie Bass, of course I want you back. Superstar left guard. He's going to resign. Jamin Davis. He's going to regress probably pretty hard. Jeremy Chin's going to regress. Kenny Clark's going to regress. Tommy Townsend, I don't really need. Riley Patterson, don't need. Dante Stecker, I kind of want back. Just as depth, really. But, man, we had our window. We capitalized on 2 Super Bowl wins. This is the downfall of the team. Every dynasty has a downfall. Let's get to the playoffs. And here we are back in the playoffs once again. Is he ignited again? Not really. It's the defense that's holding us up. How do we have a 92 offense and a 99 X Factor quarterback and we're just in shambles? We're in a passing scheme too, which I guess that helped us. Coming off a loss to the Bengals, we won our division, so it's nothing to complain about, but still, we have a 92 offense. Way better season finally. 17th best offense still. First best. And what is holding us down? This is a good season. 39 touchdowns, 9 receptions. He put it together. 102 pass rating, 40. This is not bad. What is our problem? ETN with 4.3 per carry, 14 touchdowns, 1,200 yards. Why are things not clicking with this team? Jahan Dotson, 1,200 yards, 7 touchdowns. Nixon, the rookie, 12 touchdowns, 1,100 yards. Hurd is still doing solid. Sammy Hall is no longer in the right scheme for him to be thriving. I don't know what's the problem here. Jeremy Chin, 116 tackles for a loss, 20 for Montez Sweat, sacks, 14 now for Montez Sweat, 10 for Kenny Clark. So I'm probably going to re-sign Kenny Clark. Interceptions, 3 for Jamin Davis. Safeties on the team, 0 defensive touchdowns is 0. If we want one final Super Bowl run, this is have to gonna be the year. We won't have the team or the defense anymore. Let's see what we got. Beat the Eagles 31-24. Here to face the 9-8 Niners in the divisional. I'll hop into the conference championship if we make it, and we lose the Niners in the divisional again. Back-to-back divisional losses to them. Let's move into the 10th and final season. And the Bills finally win their first ever Super Bowl, 28-20 against the Niners. Kirk Gallagher from, I guess, Shameless is the Super Bowl MVP for the Bills. Trevor Lawrence wins the league MVP on the Seahawks, and Tim Nixon wins the Rookie of the Year. So Tim Nixon has elite superstar dev. It'd be cool to see if he has X Factor, but he has elite superstar. maybe the next generation of Scary Terry, but we won't know because we're going into the 4th and final season. But Tim Nixon, superstar slot, Hurd's not bad, Jahan Dotson 89, 92 X Factor. Tight end, that's not really being involved because of our scheme, but at the same time, it's like we have to switch into the scheme or else Johnston won't thrive. And Johnston, 6 XP points extra, so he's technically 105 overall, but he's not putting up the numbers that he used to get. Red is a red development boy. X Factor, awesome to see. Carmillo or Carmarillo, whatever Carmarillo is going to be, he's going to be traded. Jeremy Chin gets X Factor, that's cool. Kenny Clark stays X Factor. Walden is just, I guess, a bust. And we're going to have to see what we do with this team. We're going to have to see. Let's move into the re-signed players. In the NFC East, Christian Wilkins, DeAndre Swift, AJ Brown, Charles Nenwu, Patrick Queen, defensive coordinator and head coach for the Cowboys, both retired. Defensive coordinator Mike Tomlin on the Cowboys. Okay. Players ready to negotiate. Let's see what we got here. Jamin Davis, just no. Jeremy Chin, since he has X Factor, 1 more year. I'll re-sign him. Kenny Clark, can I just bring you back, dude? Just give me another year with you, bro. Just 1 more year, please. And he re-signs on that. Tommy Townsend, sure, since it's the final year, I'll give you guys legitimate contracts. I guess, yeah, I guess that's the middle finger to me. 1 more year for you, Riley Patterson. He re-signs. Stecker, I do want as depth. He re-signs on player-friendly deal. Jamin Davis can walk. Weatherford can walk. Kareem Charles would not be bad depth either. He can resign. Jaden Bush can walk. Hopefully there's some studs in free agency, specifically a running back. Let's move into it. And here we are after free agency, getting Dexter Lawrence and Kalen Newhouse as a left outside linebacker. Hopefully that will boost our overall and give us another fighting chance as we're an 88 overall defense now. Let's move into the draft. And with my first round pick, I'm picking up a defensive back, Tyrone Gordon out of Florida. 93 speed, 94 acceleration, hidden development, B's across the board. He looks good. In the second round, I'm picking up halfback Dion Russell out of Grand Valley State. 5'9", 186, 87 speed, 90 acceleration. How are you going to be 5'9" and I only have 87 speed? You got to fix that. Hidden dev, he had A catching, so he's more of a receiving back, and that is his archetype as well. But for the final year, maybe he could help out. And finally, for the 10th and final year, Russell's a 72 overall, so he's really not going to be able to play that much. But sure, just move him to number 2 and move him to starting fullback as well. Defensively, that's what we're looking like. Newhouse is a huge addition. Gordon's a 77. That's awesome to see how he got up there so quickly. So he's going to start above Charles, actually. I'm going to move him there. Defense is looking a lot better. 88 overall team. Walden never developed. Camarello never developed. If they both had like superstar dev, it would be a different story. Red, I'm honestly going to start. He's probably going to develop quicker anyways. But 10th and final season. Hopefully we should be good. 88 overall team, 85 overall defense, 91 overall offense. I could do a QB swap since my QB is a 99 overall. That just feels unrealistic. So let's move in to the playoffs in the 10th and final season. Reclaiming our top of the division first round bye. Remember what happened the last time we have first round byes? Super Bowls. That's what it was. It's been so long, you guys probably don't remember. He clicked it. It's clicked. Finally. I don't know what happened. There it is. That's the guy I've been missing. Stevie Johnston, 4th for MVP. 4th best offense. 98 pass rating. Still isn't what I like, but the yards and touchdowns are there. Best defense in the NFL. 18 interceptions. 42 touchdowns. 5,200 yards. 98 pass rating. I mean, I guess it's better since we're in the playoffs with a first round bye. Travis Etienne, 14 touchdowns, 4.2 per carry, 1,200 yards. Carl Hurd, 1,300 yards, 5 touchdowns. Jahan Dotson, 16 touchdowns, 1,200 yards. Tim Nixon, 1,200 yards, 15 touchdowns. He's doing great. And defensively, Devon Red, such a hard last name, 122 tackles for a loss, 14 for Dexter Lawrence, sacks, 11 for Montez Sweat, 8 for Dexter Lawrence, 5.5 for George Thomas, the defensive tackle. Interceptions, 4 for Jeremy Chin. Safety, 0. Defensive touchdowns is 0. But anyways, let's see what we got here in the divisional round. Please don't be the Niners because that seems to just be our kryptonite every single time. Not the Niners, not the Niners. Okay, the division rivals, the 11-6 Los Angeles Rams, were 8 overalls higher. I'm not even going to jump into this conference championship. We've already won 2 Super Bowls. Okay, sure. Let's just, anyone that plays in the NFC West, we can't beat. It's just official. Ah, dude, what a lame way to end it. What a lame way. Divisional round loss whenever we get a first round bye. Anyways, we still had 3 Super Bowl appearances, so that's 3 conference championships under our belt, and 2 Super Bowl wins as the Rams get blown out by the Raiders, a previous California team, 34-10. Nick Bosa on the Raiders. I can kind of see that in real life. Wins Super Bowl MVP. Trevor Lawrence on the Seahawks wins another MVP. Man, it's just our quarterback wasn't clicking. I don't know what happened with him. He just stopped playing. The 18 interceptions still isn't acceptable. Like, for quarterback, where's he? Yeah, he's 5th for the best quarterback of all time. I guess it's not showing Tom Brady, but so technically he'd be 6th. But yeah, Ron Rivera's claimed as the 2nd best coach of all time. Yeah, because Andy Reid's getting all these Super Bowl wins, even though we have more yearly awards. But anyways, guys, apart from that, I thank you guys all for watching. Let me know which team you want me to do a 10-year rebuild on next. That's an unfortunate way to end, considering we had such an amazing quarterback. And Russell, the halfback that I selected as X Factor. I wish I could have picked that earlier. I rarely ever get halfbacks with X Factor. God, dude. Tim Nixon was doing great as well. He probably should have gotten X Factor. I also got Red. This would have been a whole new generation for me. If I did another 10 years, I would have had a whole new generation come in. Bass is a superstar as well. We have 2 Basses with superstars. But it was a great team that I built. 2 Super Bowl wins in 10 years and 3 Super Bowl appearances in 10 years. Definitely a successful rebuild. So make sure you like and or subscribe. Let me know which team you want me to do next. Apart from that, guys, I'll see you guys all in the next one.